arsenal of pitches that she's got in her pocket, and she is just a fun pitcher to watch. I am writing down her name because I definitely think she's going to be someone that we're going to have to remember years from now.
5 strikeouts, only allowed 4 hits so far. She has given up 1 run. That is the difference in the game. It's a 1-0 lead for Northern California as they come back up to the plate here in the top of the 5th. And all of a sudden, if you're Southern California, this game has moved along, and you've now only got 2 innings to figure it out and tie or take the lead.
Yeah, and just the adjustments. What adjustments are they going to make, and are they going to step up to the occasion and put some more runs on the board?
We shall see. Right now, they need to play good defense and keep it a 1-0 game as Aspen Hannigan will lead things off for Northern California. Hannigan popped out to the shortstop earlier in the game. Takes a strike there. One of the things that's so key for Sandberg Zygo is first pitch strikes.
Yeah, she gets ahead, and that's what is, I think, sets her apart. She goes right at hitters, and that's what I'm saying. If you can just swing early in the count, you know you're going to get something good.
Hannigan 4 for 10 with 5 runs scored here this week. 13 first pitch strikes today and 17 batters faced for BSZ. On the ground to Ramirez at third, 1 away. Here's our Sunday night baseball matchup, the series finale between the Yankees and the AL East leading Orioles at Camden Yards, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Yanks O's, I believe Aaron Judge activated, back from his injury. Bunch shown and pulled back for Layla Ortiz. Ortiz, not a fan of either of the 2 teams in our Sunday night game, a San Francisco Giants fan, as I'm sure a lot of these Almaden Little League All-Stars are, the San Jose area where they're from. They peeled down to first. She did not swing. Joe's bunt back to the pitcher, Sandberg Zygo. Covering first is Serta for out number 2. Textbook bunt defense.
Yes, and Sandberg Zygo just jumping off that mound and making that play, and just so calm, cool, collected, knows how much time she has, no rush, no urgency, no panic.
Serta doing the good job coming over from second base to make sure she was there to cover first. And here's Isabella Aguirre with 2 outs and nobody on. Aguirre a ground out to end the 2nd inning, her only plate appearance, as her favorite food is sushi. She's got good taste. Lifted into left field, a base hit with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th for Northern California. So some 2-out juice, little dance moves at first base.
A little solid piece of hitting, back in the box, keeping those hands inside, going left side. Lefty on lefty, I'd be pumped too.
I'm always amazed by kids who can chew gum and swing a bat at the same time. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time, let alone hit a fastball from Brooklyn Sandberg Zygo. Here's Lily Ferguson, struck out in the 3rd. Trying to go opposite way, fouled it out of play. 0-2 the count. And Sandberg Zygo trying to strand another runner. Down the line and a fair ball for Ferguson. Just snuck inside the chalk. And back-to-back base hits for Northern California. Two on, two out for Maya Parada. A stellar game in the circle for Parada. Trying to get it done with the bat. Agaria, the runner at second, Ferguson at first. Strike called on the outside corner, 0-1. Maya Parada, favorite movie, Remember the Titans, despite wearing the Terminator shades that we've seen her in every game here. Strike two, painting the black. Great location by Brooklyn Sandberg Zygo.
Like next level location. I'm up here just nodding my head. I'm like, those are some nice pitches and locations right there.
She's only thrown 11 balls in nearly 60 pitches. Swing and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout to end the inning. Northern California leaves 2 ducks on the pond. It remains a 1-0 game. Southern California coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. 0 lead for Northern California as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. SoCal just 2 hits on the day as they are still searching for their first run. They've gotten a great performance in the circle from Brooklyn Sandberg Zygo. And now it's time to hit as we have some changes defensively for Northern California. Jada Drake comes into pitch, trying to shut the door on Southern California. Danica Garcia comes into third base. Kita Gutierrez moves over to second, and Layla Ortiz moves, Gutierrez moves to short, and Ortiz moves to second. So now Jada Drake comes in, Natasha. We thought maybe we'd see her in the last inning. Here she is, bottom of the 5th inning, and a chance to do what she's done best this entire tournament, and that is shut the door on her opponents.
Yeah, and just great timing of bringing in. Again, you know, we talked about how she complements Parada. She's a power pitcher. She comes right at you. She challenges hitters with her speed. She's got an incredible changeup as well, but she is a power pitcher.
Facing Emma Garcia to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Line drive right into the glove of Danica Garcia. Just came in as a defensive replacement. First pitch goes right to her, and there's one away.
And we always say that in softball, new ball finder. Anytime you go out to a new defensive position, the ball always seems to find you, so you better be ready. But Garcia, she's ready.
Jada Drake has pitched in all 4 games so far, now 5 games for Northern California. The only team to score a run off of Jada Drake, an earned run, was this Southern California team in the opening round matchup. Drake has pitched 9 innings in the tournament, given up 14 hits, 5 earned runs. In the games that she hasn't pitched against Southern California, 6 innings, 7 hits, 0 earned runs, and 7 strikeouts. Down the line and left, fair ball, a trap catch by Hannigan. Bella Hackler is on for Southern California. Just the 3rd hit of the game for SoCal, Natasha.
And Hannigan yesterday making some 2 great catches, and so I know she was trying to have the same feel from yesterday, but just a little bit short on those dives.
Tying run at first for Ava Santa Cruz. 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Drake has been virtually unhittable since the Sunday matchup against Southern California. The question is, does SoCal just have her number? We shall see. The 1-0 pitch to Santa Cruz. To the left side, past the diving Gutierrez. Back-to-back get base hits for Southern California. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first, 1 down. Carmen Bocanegra steps into the right-hand batter's box. Struck out in her only plate appearance today. First pitch swinging. Scott had a little trouble with it behind the plate. Both runners stay put. Carmen says she'd like to grow up to become a marine biologist. That one skipped in there. So we had the single by Hackler, the single by Santa Cruz, and now Bocanegra up to the plate. Bocanegra has scored 3 runs in this tournament. Looking to get an RBI here. Southern California, quiet first few innings, but they had 3 base runners in the 4th and now 2 here in the 5th. Just looking for that elusive first run. Right to Garcia at 3rd, the force out made for out number 2. Garcia didn't have to go very far.
Just very heads up with Garcia, just knowing the situation, knowing where your runners are, and take it yourself. Make it look easy out there.
2 away for Trinity McIntosh. Drake trying to pitch out of the jam. Sky high, shallow center field, going back to make the catch is Ortiz to end the inning. 5 base runners stranded the last 2 innings for Southern California. We head to the top of the 6th, Northern California on top 1-0. At Dix. Final inning of regulation here in the West Region Final. A nail-biter between Northern and Southern California. NorCal coming back up to the plate, up 1-0 in the top of the 6th, looking for some insurance runs. Time running out for Southern California. It's Brooklyn Sandberg Zygo back inside the circle. Eric Rothman and Tasha Watley here with you. And 5 base runners stranded the last 2 innings for SoCal, Natasha. Just haven't been able to cash in on those opportunities.
Yeah, and I think they've just been, their timing has been off. Prada definitely kept their timing off, trying to time her pitches. And then, you know, we had a pitcher we hadn't seen before in Arzuras Garibaldi Munoz. And so just for them, it's a matter of making those adjustments quicker and faster, and they've got one last chance.
First, they need to keep Northern California off the board. Here is Garibaldi Munoz to lead things off. Got some spin on it over to Ramirez at 3rd. Pulling Elliott off the bag. And Garibaldi Munoz is safe. Assume that'll be a throwing error on Ramirez, but we'll wait for the official score. That is an E5.
And that just pulls her off the bag just a tad bit. Throws offline.
So runner on, nobody out for the leadoff hitter, Kita Gutierrez. Takes a strike. Gutierrez, the lone run to score in this game. Singled and scored in the 4th. Off-speed pitch misses up and in. Gutierrez has done a really nice job setting the tone for this offense as the leadoff hitter throughout this entire tournament.
And Coach Ortiz from Northern California describes her as the best all-around athlete, their best all-around player, and you know, you could just see her athleticism at the top of the lineup. She's got a little bit of speed. Yeah,
and defensively as well, the combination of her and Jada Drake up the middle has been really solid for Northern California. She goes opposite way, sends it to Hackler in right, and there's one away. Each team has committed just 1 error. We've mentioned it throughout the broadcast, but that has been the demise of teams that aren't here today, that didn't make the finals. A lot of errors, but we have seen some crisp defensive play here in the championship round. As Sandberg Zygo trying to move Hackler out right field closer to the line as Jada Drake stands in. Change up misses as Drake 1 for 2 with a single. Garibaldi Munoz, the runner at first base with 1 away. She goes opposite way, A screamer into right field for a base hit. Good attention to detail by Hackler trying to get Jada Drake out from right field, but Drake just too quick down the line. So Garibaldi Munoz moves over to second. Drake on with a one-out single, and Brooklyn Scott up to the plate. Laid down a perfect bunt for a single in her last at-bat. We'll see if she tries it again. Swings away, over the head of Soda into right field. Garibaldi Munoz rounding third, heading home. The throw goes to third. Drake is out, but the run scores. An RBI single for Brooklyn Scott makes it 2-0 Northern California.
And just a great piece of hitting to pick up an RBI here. But what's more impressive is this relay back onto the infield from Hackler all the way in. And just a heads-up play, just knowing where your runners are and getting Drake out at third.
Cut the throw off to third. Garibaldi Munoz scores. Scott moved up to second on the throw. The 8th hit of the game for the Northern California offense. And here's Danica Garcia. She had a ground out RBI in the 4th. Takes a strike there, 1-1. So a little cushion now for Northern California, but we have seen Southern California come back from deficits late in games already in this tournament. They did it against Arizona in extra innings, down 1-0, scored 2 runs to end it. They're going to be down going into the bottom of the 6th inning here against Northern California. The question is, by how much? Brooklyn Sandberg Zygo trying to get out of it. Ahead in the count, 1-2 to Garcia. Misses off the plate as Scott dances off second. Here's the break even. In the dirt, 3-2. Garcia, a strikeout and a ground out with an RBI. Anya Kapoor, who has been stellar, waiting on deck. Pitch, called third strike on the outside corner. As Sandberg Zygo gets out of the inning, but one more run on the board for Northern California. The bottom of 6th coming up. NorCal up 2-0. Tying the game in the bottom of the 7th, and then Ariana Soda, a triple to walk it off and send Quartz Hill to the West Region Finals. And now here today, Quartz Hill down to their final 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing 2-0 to Northern California. A run in the 4th, a run in the 6th, the only scoring we've had in this game. Does Southern California have one more comeback in them? Eric Rothman, Natasha Watley here with you. It'll be Bailey Dell to lead it off for Southern California. Then the lineup turns over to the leadoff hitter, Brooklyn Sandberg Zygo. And everybody around the country vying for a ticket to Greenville, North Carolina. You see the international and the United States tickets that have already been punched. Salisbury, North Carolina, the host. Hewitt, Texas. Winterville, North Carolina. Milford, Connecticut. And Austin Town, Ohio, your U.S. teams for the World Series that begins on August 6th. Natasha Watley alongside myself, Eric Rothman. So it's Bailey Dell. Natasha lead things off. Big spot here for Dell, who is 0 for 1, just her 2nd plate appearance of the game. And this is the spot in the lineup where things got going against Arizona in the game 2 nights ago. Popped up softly to second base, falls in no man's land, and it's a leadoff single for Bailey Dell. Just out of reach of Gutierrez and Ortiz up the middle.
Yeah, and this just looks like a little miscommunication between Gutierrez and Ortiz on who's going for that ball, but shortstop always has the right of way to go for that.
And here's the lefty, Brooklyn Sandberg-Zygo had the go-ahead run, or excuse me, the tying run in the game against Arizona. Can she get a run across here with a big hit? Strike called. One for two today, a runner at first, nobody out, trailing by 2. Off-speed pitch, little number down the first baseline, but foul.
I don't know about you, Eric, but this is the matchup that I came to see. Brooklyn Sandberg-Zygo versus Drake, like, you know, the two studs on both teams.
With the game on the line.
With the game on the line, I am, again, here for it.
Here's the 0-2. Missing low and away, 1-2. Another off-speed pitch gets by Brooklyn. Scott advancing the runner. Bailey Dell down to second. So Southern California is going to need at least 2 here, but they've got 1 in scoring position with nobody out. Here's the break even to Brooklyn Sandberg-Zygo. On the ground on the left side. Gutierrez didn't know what to do with it and threw it away. Bailey Dell heading home. And Southern California is down by 1. Northern California had been near perfect defensively all game, and Gutierrez was unsure where to go with that ball, Natasha.
Yes, and just her indecisiveness on this. She wasn't sure where to go, but in that situation, you know, you're up by 2 runs, just get out, go to 1, and get the outs.
So Bailey Dell, good heads-up base running.
Where you have to know what you're going to do with
so
the ball
fielder's
before
choice
you get it.
For
that's all it is.
Brooklyn Sandberg-Zygo at bat,
so
and then an error scores
that's a
the
time
run.
on second. You understand?
So
if
listen to
she's
John
going, we
Drake.
got a chance to get her, we got to get her. Okay? We got no outs now. We have to get her out, the lead runner. Best believe she's going to try to bunt. Right? So you got to be at third on the bunt. Okay? We got to get her. That's a tying run. You got to block balls, Brooklyn. What are you saying?
So the directive is get Brooklyn Sandberg-Zygo out. She's the tying run at second base. As Michaela Thomas will come up 1 on, nobody out. Winner advances to the Little League Softball World Series beginning on August 6th. The training staff coming out to look at Danica Garcia. And Garcia, who was playing third base, I don't know if there was a collision on the slide with Bailey Dell, that she was a little shaken up.
Yeah, and it looked like she was showing her arm, so I'm not sure if she had a cut or if she got a little scratch or something.
So Garcia coming out of the game and moving to third base is Maya Parada. So Parada, who started the game as the pitcher, had come out of the game defensively. Now she re-enters, taking over for Ortiz, who got hurt in the collision with Bailey Dell. And that's where you see her arm got caught between the leg and the cleat.
Yeah, and looked like they just got crossed up in that little collision right there.
So Parada at third, nobody out, the tying run at second base, and Michaela Thomas up in a huge spot for Southern California. Thomas Popped out in foul territory in the first, walked in the fourth. Her first time facing Jada Drake today. Brooklyn Sandberg-Zygo representing the tying run at second base. Corners in. Thomas shows butt, lays it down, beautifully placed. Drake makes the play over to first for out number one. Now the tying run 60 feet away for Southern California.
Yes, and I love the small ball choice and move, play small ball, play the game right. Move runners, put the ball in play.
And now look who it is, Natasha. Ariana Serta, who had the walk-off triple against Arizona, stands in with a chance to tie it here in the bottom of the sixth. Parada, who started the game as the pitcher, had come out of the game defensively. Now she re-enters, taking over for Ortiz, who got hurt. Serta, a fly ball out to the center fielder in the first inning and a single in the fourth. The heart of the order for Southern California. Oh, 0-1 the count on Ariana Serta. Looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Serta behind the count, just trying to put something in play here. Set Sandberg-Zygo in motion. The 0-2. Fought off. Could feel the tension at San Bernardino, Natasha.
I'm nervous up here.
It's moved from heat sweats to nervous sweats. Sandberg-Zygo tying her shoe over there at third. Quick timeout. Big spot for Serta. Still just one out. The 0-2 to Serta. Foul back, and the at-bat continues. Serta, Sandberg-Zygo, and Katrina Ramirez, who's in the on-deck circle. Those three were the three that got the job done against Arizona in extra innings 2 nights ago. Looking for a repeat performance here, down to their final 2 outs, and a trip to Greenville on the line. The 0-2 once again. This is up and away. Sandberg-Zygo just waiting for that ball if it gets past Brooklyn Scott behind the plate. One-two pitch to Ariana Serta. Off-speed pitch, called a third strike. Jada Drake delivers for Northern California. And now SoCal down to their final out.
The timing of this changeup, this is just next level. To be able to have the confidence to throw that pitch right now, that is awesome.
Here is Katrina Ramirez at the game-tying RBI in the 7th against Arizona. She is 0 for 1 today with a walk. And a timeout called by Northern California. Southern California 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position today. And they're going to intentionally walk Katrina Ramirez. So instead of having to deal with the cleanup hitter Katrina Ramirez, they put the winning run on first for Alina Elias. So runners at the corners. Alina Elias hit by a pitch and caught stealing in the second. Flew out to the right fielder in the fourth. She's 1 for 9 in the tournament. The lefty in a big spot here. Southern California down to their final out. The tying run at third, the winning run at first. Drake deals to Elias. First pitch swinging, foul tip. And the winning run moves up to second. Can Jada Drake close it out? Here's the 0-1 to Elias. Swing and a miss. Southern California down to their final strike. The winner advances to the Little League Softball World Series in Greenville. Northern California one strike away. The 0-2 to Elias. Swing and a miss. And Northern California, the Almaden Little League All-Stars, are headed to Greenville. They lost the opening round game to Southern California. They win 4 straight elimination games, including the rematch here today. What a story, and what a win for the girls from San Jose.
Just their fight, and I mean so many heroes on this team, and just the way that they're able to stick together. Kira Gutierrez, Parada, Garibaldi Munoz, Drake. Just what an amazing performance that they've done this week.
And how about Jada Drake shutting the door like she has all week long?
Just the ultimate closer, and I love her composure. I love her fight, her confidence with that changeup, rise ball, just incredible performance.
A heartbreaking loss for Southern California. John Drake's wife, Lottie, tears of joy for everything that family has been through. And disappointment for Southern California, but they played one heck of a tournament.
Yeah, they did an amazing job, and nothing to hang their heads on. They just did such a great job just to get here, and should be proud of themselves.
Another ticket punched. San Jose, the Northern California team, joins Austintown, Ohio, Milford, Connecticut, Winterville, North Carolina, Hewitt, Texas, and Salisbury, North Carolina as the American teams who have advanced to Greenville. The Philippines, Italy, Puerto Rico, all having earned a berth as well. Two runs on 8 hits for Northern California, defeating Brooklyn, Sandburg, Zygo, and Southern California. Nobody